welcome to CS Basics tutorial 6. In this tutorial, I'm about to talk about styling. I remember I mentioned that I think it was in our third or fourth tutorial that there are different types of styling. There is internal, inline, and external. So you have to know all these styling. So let's get to it. Alright, and first we're going to talk about external styling. When I say external styling, I'll be trying to say that your files, the CSS file your CSS code will be written in an external file, not in your HTML file. Let me open an example on how you write it. Okay, so this is our code. I've written this code. So it says link, so use the link, then you add an attribute of rel, rel, then you write the style sheet. Then also I add an attribute type, then you add the text or CSS. Then you also add the href to link to your CSS. So you can just write main.css. The other thing you have to take note on when you're linking your files is to write the correct path name. Let's say the main CSS file is inside the images folder. So just write, say, images / main. If you write the wrong path name, you will get an error, or there will be no changes on your HTML file. So this is how you write. This is how you style using an external file, an external sheet. So let's proceed. Let's move on to the second styling that I call. This styling, I call it internal styling. In our last tutorial, we used the style. We added the style sheet inside our HTML. That's what we call internal style sheet. Internal styling. So when you take a look at this style, it's inside our HTML. So we can add some changes to HTML. We can style up HTML inside the HTML file. So that's what you call internal styling. I know right now you're a bit familiar with this because I've used that in our last tutorial. So, but if you have any questions, you can just leave a comment below. Okay, let's proceed to the third example. This one you call it inline styling. When you say inline styling, let's say you've written a paragraph and you just want us to style it inside the paragraph, inside the HTML, inside the element. That's what you call inline styling. And right now, in these days, some developers don't really advise that because it will ruin your code and it will end up your code a bit more confusing to understand. But it's good for you to know how to write it, so that when you encounter, or maybe there's a project that has been handed over to you and there's a programmer who have used that and you're not familiar with that, you're going to have problems. So you have to know that. Let's move to the example of inline styling. This is the paragraph, and I've added the style attribute, and I've added this code for color, property, and the value inside the HTML, inside the HTML element, which is the paragraph. So you can add the styling of your HTML inside an HTML element. So this is what we call inline styling. So guys, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next tutorial, and we're about to be talking about more on some of the interesting stuff in CSS. So guys, if you have any questions, you can leave a question below, then I'll answer you, then I'll just get back to you. Okay guys, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next tutorial.